Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us at the Chinese Embassy for today's press conference about the updates of novel coronavirus situation and prevention and control measures in China. Since the outbreak of the disease, the Chinese government has taken a series of decisive and rigorous prevention and control measures. The speed, intensity, and the courage of China's response have been unprecedented in the world. Let me use three Greeks to expound China's actions. First, the Chinese government has attached great importance to epidemic prevention and control. President Xi Jinping has made important instructions on many occasions, emphasizing that safety of life and health of people are the top priority. He also called twice the meetings of top leadership and set up a task force to map out plans of epidemic convention. Premier Li Keqiang, instructed by President Xi, went to Wuhan to lead the anti-countervirus efforts. The whole nation has been mobilized. Prevention and control efforts have been deployed and strengthened across the country. China has gone all out to fight the disease. At the national level, the relevant government departments are taking up their due responsibility. The military has been mobilized to help. In all places, the counter-virus task forces are led by key party and government officials. At the very forefront, at the very front line of the treatment and care, medical workers are making selfless sacrifice and showing tremendous courage. In the communities, the people stand united to wage a people's war against an invincible enemy. The vigorous measures are taking effect gradually. On the whole, the epidemic is preventable, controllable, and curable. Second, the Chinese government has demonstrated a great sense of responsibility. Since the outbreak, the Chinese government has taken the most comprehensive and strict prevention and control measures, many of which go far beyond the requirements of the international health regulation. By taking these measures, China is safeguarding the safety of life and health of not only the Chinese people, but also the people of the whole world. China is doing its best to safeguard global public health. Temporary measures of collective quarantine have been implemented in Wuhan and other places to prevent the further spread of the disease. More than 6,000 medical professionals from all over the country have arrived in Hubei province, including Wuhan. Medical supplies such as masks, hazmat suits, medicines, and daily necessities such as meat and vegetable have been transported to the affected areas without delay. Two specialized hospitals, Huoshenshan Hospital and the Leishanshan Hospital, were built in 10 days and have started to receive and treat the critically ill. I want to emphasize that although the large number of people have been affected with the virus, the mortality rate in China, which stands at 2.1%, is very low. This is much lower than Ebola, that is 40.4%, SARS, that is 10%, MERS, that's 34.4%, and H1N1 of 2009, which is 17.4%. In the United States, more than 19 million people have fallen ill with the flu so far this season, with a death toll being 10,000. This is more serious than coronavirus infection. Currently in China, the number of cured patients is rising, and we are fully confident in beating the virus. China is also honoring its obligation. Dr. Tedros, the Director General of World Health Organization, has expressed his full confidence, expressed full recognition of China's prevention and control efforts, and spoken highly of tremendous contribution that China has made to the world in fighting the disease. He said that China is setting a new standard for outbreak response. China attaches great importance to containing potential spread of virus to other countries and regions. It has strengthened management and control on overseas traveling of Chinese citizens and called on Chinese people to take up their social responsibilities to help prevent further spread of the disease. As of February 3rd, there are 153 confirmed cases outside China, which accounted for less than 1% of all cases. This is a testament to the effectiveness of the measures that China has taken and its important contribution to preventing the spread of disease and protecting the health and safety of people of China and of the whole world. Third, the Chinese government has attached great importance to enhancing international cooperation. China is open, transparent, and responsible in its cooperation with the world. First, China has shared with WHO and the relevant countries and regions of Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan the information about epidemic, including genetic sequence of the virus. This is highly appreciated by WHO and many countries and regions. China has also kept in close touch with many countries at a bilateral level on the prevention and control of the disease. Second, China has attached great importance to the safety of foreign nationals living in China and tried its best to address the difficulties they face by keeping them informed about epidemic through various channels, including through foreign representative institutions. As of February 2nd, 16 foreign nationals in China have been tested positive of the disease, of which 2 have been cured and 14 are under quarantine and treatment and are all in stable condition. China has also offered some countries, including the UK, assistance in evacuation of their nationals. Third, China is enhancing cooperation with the international community on research and development of vaccine. We're working together to safeguard the safety of public health around the world. In face of the epidemic, people have shown great love to each other. Government officials and people from all walks of life in many countries have expressed their sympathy, trust, and support for China. Many governments and international organizations have donated supplies for epidemic prevention and control. Here in the UK, in addition to UK government assistance, the business community, the Chinese associations, the Chinese students have donated money and supplies through various channels. A few days ago, right here at the Chinese Embassy, a donation ceremony was held, attended by more than 20 Chinese community and student associations in the UK. We've been deeply moved and greatly encouraged. We would like to express our heartfelt thanks to all those in the UK who have shown their love, their support, and their kindness. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chinese government has the firm resolve and has taken serious, vigorous measures to prevent the spread of the disease. This will continue to be the most important work. First, we'll try our best to treat the infected. Every life counts. The right to survival and health is the most basic and important human rights. Medical institutions all over China are doing their very best to increase the hospitalization rate, the cure rate, and reduce infection rate and mortality rate. Second, we'll strengthen the epidemic prevention and control efforts in key areas. By key areas, we mean Hubei province, especially Wuhan city. Prevention and control measures are being improved and strengthened in this province and city. Patients are diagnosed, reported, isolated, and treated at a most timely manner. Monitoring of the epidemic development is strengthened. The affected are treated in the specialized hospitals. The people who have a close contact with the patients are under close medical observation. All these are aimed at preventing further spread of the disease. Third, we're enhancing international cooperation on epidemic prevention and control and on scientific research. China will continue working closely with the WHO and the relevant countries and regions. A few days ago, China published multi-language versions of the Guide for General Public to Prevent Pneumonia Caused by the Novel Coronavirus, which has been shared with all countries in the world through social media and other channels at top speed. This demonstrates China's sincerity to work with the international community to fight the disease. This also shows China's determination to take up its responsibility as a reliable global player. As I understand, researchers from China and the UK and other countries are working around the clock to trace the origin and transmission routes of the virus, follow closely its evolution, share relevant data and case information, design prevention and control strategies and measures, and develop new drugs and vaccines. Ladies and gentlemen, it is understandable that there are concerns in the UK and the rest of the world about the epidemic. Some people are worried that it might have a negative effect on China's economy or even the world economy. There are also overreactions by individual countries, panic among the public, and even insulting and discriminatory remarks and behavior targeting the overseas Chinese community. With regard to these issues, I want to stress the following 4 points. First, the impact on China's economy should be seen from a comprehensive perspective. At the moment, the epidemic is having a relatively severe impact on the service sector, including transport, tourism, hospitality, catering, films, and entertainment. But the impact will be short-term and temporary. It will not change the fundamentals of China's economy, which will maintain sound growth in the long run. China's economy is highly resilient and has enormous potential for growth in mid to long term. China has a capability and competence to minimize the economic impact of epidemic. The World Bank and IMF and the world-respected economists in the world have all agreed that the impact of epidemic on China's economy is temporary, and they have a full confidence in the future of China's economy. Second, understanding the epidemic should be objective and reasonable. The WHO has reiterated that it disapproves of and is even against travel and trade restrictions on China. In recent days, the UK at the bilateral level has fully recognized China's tremendous efforts and effective measures in fighting the virus. It also expressed willingness to enhance cooperation with China and do its best to assist China in these efforts. It is our hope that the governments of all countries, including the UK, should understand and support China's efforts, respect the professional advice of WHO, avoid overreaction, avoid creating panic, and ensure the normal cooperation and exchanges between countries. Third, media reports of epidemic should be objective and fair. Coronavirus have been hitting the headlines in many countries, including here in the UK. Many of the reports speak highly of China's counter-virus efforts or offer objective and reasonable advice. We appreciate all this. However, some reports are biased and even maintain malicious slander and disinformation. Rumors and panic are more frightening than the virus itself. Confidence and determination are of vital importance in overcoming epidemic. The issue of public health goes beyond the national borders and requires the joint efforts of all sides, including the media, who should take up their due social responsibility in this battle against the common enemy of mankind. Fourth, we should join hands to oppose any insulting or discriminatory words and behavior. I fully agree with Dr. Tedros, the Director General of WHO, who said, "This is a time for facts, not fear. This is a time for science, not rumors. This is a time for solidarity, not stigma. I believe this is a time for reason and cool-headedness. This is a time for scientific approach and reasonable response. It is my hope that people from all quarters of society will stand up against this challenge and pull together." Ladies and gentlemen, a Chinese saying goes, "One people of one mind, they can move mountain tide." Mountain tide is one of the highest, biggest mountain in China. So if we are of one mind, we can move this mountain. I'm confident that under the strong leadership of the Communist Party of China and with the strength of socialism with the Chinese characteristics and the solidarity and the perseverance of the Chinese people, and with the broad support from the international community, we will beat the virus. Every time when I host a press conference, I would like to play a video clip. Today, I want to share a heartwarming clip showing how British friends old and young are standing with us to meet the challenges. I just received this videotape a few days ago from Belfast. It's very moving.